your father, and you carry the same kind of temper too. But what a shame for the people of your community. Favourite things, fight and a lager. Name better way to spin out a jar or two. He's a model citizen through and through, you know. But quite like your girlfriend, how the fuck she end up with you? You know we talk about all the dumb shit you do. In the back room of the bar, in the back seat of my car. I'm the ending, she's the star. Well now you need to calm down. What good's this energy? When you devote it to me, why not be a little more friendly? Now you need to calm down. Does she still think of me? Say my name in her sleep. I thought you knew her better than me. But don't give me that face. You know that the chase is through. And well, she's still running away from you. You got the same eyes as your father, and you carry the same kind of temper too. You know she told me that she fucking hates you. Now you need to calm down. What good's this energy? When you devote it to me, why not be a little more friendly? Now you need to calm down. Does she still think of me? Say my name in her sleep. I thought you knew her better than me. I thought you knew her better than me. Well, now you need to calm down. What good's this energy? When you devote it to me, why not be a little more friendly? Now you need to calm down. What good's this energy? When you devote it to me, why not be a little more friendly? Now you need to calm down. Does she still think of me? Say my name in her sleep. I thought you knew her better than me. I'm sure that your heart's in the right place. I'm sure that you break more than I make. My mother says you're up your own ass like stagehand and puppet show. But hell, what does she know? You're so appealing. We can barely see your hair receding. You're a man of few knees, little sleep thoughts are deep. Sound as good with let's be just I do when I'm sober. You saw it's right, you're never right. Get me out of it. You're just scared. You're just scared of the future. It's got a bus, it's got a boy. Get me out of it. And you're just scared. You're just scared of the future. I guess this makes you right. The boys must be lucky that you didn't try out here tonight. 'Cause you're so relieving. You're like a breath of fresh air on a warm summer evening. It's up to you right inside in the night. Is it over before to make sure the song does? Wait. You saw it's right, you're never right.
What is the conversation I'm reading? Hello, friends. Hello, Wayward. Hello, Sosha. Hello, Rit. How's you guys' days going? Please kindly shut the fuck up, religion. Welcome. We're playing Stardew because I want to play more expanded because I'm a bit. Ah, yes, we love living by a church. I get to hear that constantly. Welcome in. How's everyone's day going? I spent my entire day being a lazy fuck. I forgot I took the crown off my character. Ah, the very thing I just used. Gotta hug the boy. Oh, fuck! Forgot about that. Hope the salt water ruins your clothes, and I hope you spend the rest of your life no alone. Why do I have swords? Ah, never mind. All this over a kiss. Alright, we're cranking out. Oh, yes. Give me these shits. These shits, some of these. Give me this, and give me these. I'm not gonna win, but it'll be worth it in the end. Get my way, sleep on the concrete. Oh, what you say to me? All this, so I'm not strong. They let you off easily. Ah, yes, the Junima buddies. I just put the fucking wood away. Okay, no, that's happening tomorrow. Cool. Wanting to hit yourself. Why did I just hear a goat? Oh, because I have a goat. Hi, buddy. Why did I put these in here? Okay. It's whatever, ADHD brain. All this, I'm not sure they let you off easily. I've not played Stardew in so long, I don't remember planting the rest of the trees. Alright, we have some fruit. I'm fairly certain one of these is an apple tree and the other one is the other fruit that I do not remember planting. But Ren, since you're here, bestie, we gotta finish that episode. Okay, yeah, I planted a peach tree. And then I planted the apple tree. I think. It looks like they both are. Bestie, it's been too long. It's 8:45 a.m. and I just bought my time. Date me on your life. And you found the one. I don't like guys. And I just a name. I hate the haircut. They look like a prick. A prick. But it's all the same. You drafted me to cry. Tongue is razor sharp. He's saying a bye-bye. Your heart on standby. The way he holds you and he serenades you. I can't really blame you. But I can still smell her perfume. I did not mean to grab that. But it's fine. Did it rub off on you? Alright. Yeah, welcome to why I was gonna come in here. Oh, son of a bitch. Damn. Okay. quick pit stop to go throw some shit away. Me at the standards. You say your ex-boyfriends are policemen. Say you read better standards. It seems like all her friends abruptly fell in love. And she was in the dust, darling, life was racing past. So she learned to lie, she learned how to pretend. Drama in the futile, it means to an end. Why can't you be a dick? Must you be so nice? Want me to move on when I don't really hate you. Alright, since it's tomorrow, we're gonna throw all of this stuff back in here. Can still smell her perfume. Actually, you know, the coconuts can get sold. Didn't rub off on you. Okay, cool. I need that star fruit for... fuck, what do I need it for? Right, I need it for... the random quest that I was given in this. Oh yeah, it's for that house that's like right over there. Alright. Let's go. I'll get the animal stuff in a little bit, but I do want to go see... Well, shit, this is grown. That's nice. 55. She's not arrived. I don't want to block off that area so the tree can grow. Oh shit, Marty's in her barn. Ah, yes, Pierre. I can't get to Marty. Damn. What the fuck is that in the center? Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure this is not supposed to be here. Oh, it's the, Gotcha. Alright, there we go. Ooh, well... Bestie! Bestie! How many times have you let my animals almost starve? Sad for too long. No shit. Tell us something. Alright, we're gonna go... Hi. We are now gonna go see Sophia, aka the person most of us simp for. And I'm exactly calling out Wayward. Cause I know you are down bad for this bitch. There wasn't any cameras in your dark secret. Talking in your... Hi? Huh. There she is. Eh. Can you please go away? I'm not... Oh, please? Sophia looks upset. What is she like? Want to make her feel better. Her birthday's 20 days after mine. I just spelled Sophia wrong. I don't like how Sophia's thing is literally... the little non-binary sweetness. Okay. She loves fairy flowers. No! Her house is like really nice. I also love how they give you like a second floor option. Alright, we'll leave her alone. But I do want to go see... I know it is, literally because... I still want to know why the fuck he was down here. Damn, I was about to say, it looked like I can walk up. This is completely what I don't want to do. So I genuinely thought he was gonna show up, bro. It's not that simple, but he won't. I keep hearing a random, like, clicking noise. Okay. Let's go visit the rich one. Maru, Shane. I don't blame you. Will say marvelous view. Alright, cool. Save me the trouble. That the family that lived in our house before didn't get along with Mayor Lewis. My mother knows about it, but won't tell me. You open the book and see a picture of slime, shadow brutes, serpents, bat skeletons, and other monsters. What the fuck does he like? How the because I always misspell this his name's Victor, right? I'm not being crazy, right? Yeah, I always spell it wrong. As I literally misspell it typing it in. I hate how that is literally my second search. I love how he's friends with Abigail, Sam, and Sebastian, when I think it's like 10 times more interesting. He likes battery packs, which I think is... I don't say I don't have one on me, do I? Of course I don't. Grace and souls, the road of tapestry. To all of you and see a different fucking species. Damn, you big fuck. Alright, so I have his likes, and then let me quickly pull up his mother's, because it's not like I am down bad for this woman or anything. So she likes wine, chocolate cake, pink cake, golden mask, golden relic, blue moon wine, and aged blue wine. Gotcha. So they all like stuff I don't have on me. Alright, this is like the bedrooms and shit. Alright. Good sir, where is your mother? What's the passion that comes with living? That's why the university. Huh. That's a wall. That's what you say. If you wanna watch TV and sleep all day and... Oh, there she is. During fall, I may sometimes take a trip to the forest to gather some mushrooms. I wish Victor enjoyed mushrooms as much as I did. I use them just about every dish. Yeah, he fucking despises mushrooms. And I do not blame him. What we were. Shut up. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's 200. Get rid of me. Oh, I'm like a fucking disease. Okay. Damn. Keep forgetting that was blocked. When you realize you'll never feel naive love again. Was it pain or was it sickness? Were you proud of who you've been? Compromise like apathy. Bitch, I just got rid of you. Do not tempt me. Bitch. Leave. Wasn't going to. Shorewater Bridge. Oh, sweet. How fares the weather work? Oh yeah, he finally has a job. Like outside. I'm just working in the museum. Actually, what is the fuck? I'm just not remembering. What is the thing I need to make the... What is the food I need to make that goddamn... there's more options. Oh my god, but where is it? It's here. Okay. A new plan. I need to fish. I will do these when I have more time, because I know a lot of these take fucking forever in a day. So I need to fish for a salmon. Because I want to get that fucking bear and have the place look nice and clean. Because I haven't been doing that. Oh, sorry, Froggy. Cause I wanna know what the fuck this place is. Like, I know it's gonna get turned to a shed. But still, it's so weird just seeing like, hey... There's like an partly abandoned place here. Okay, so I need the 200 star fruit for the Junimos. I could just start growing some in the... I could just start growing some in the, Sometimes I pause and think of all that I've learned humans from me. I wish all my fellow shattered people could... He's a fucking shit. But I could start growing them in the greenhouse because they're not gonna die there. Yes. I meant to clean out the animals. Fuck. Whoops. Well, I can do it now. The festival's today, but it's fine. I can show up a little bit late with all the stuff I have. I'm considering spending my day balled up and wedged in corners. No! What do you mean don't do that? I do that. Just don't do that often. I forgot I was growing a fairy rose. Holy shit. I haven't encountered any crows yet. I've scared off 4 crows. Why is he doing the work? Alright. Clears mostly this. I swear I take care of the farm. Actually, let me clear out this patch so the animals can have some fucking food. Yeah, I leave this out just for so then the animals can go out and get them. Aggressive pets. Alright, now aggressively picking up all of their shit. Alright, let me get mostly all the eggs. Because I know these can vary in quality. Literally speaking of. Those are 2 dinosaur eggs. Hello. Excuse me? Okay. Because Damn it, get your ass out here. I need to shear you. I'll say, remember when I actually had a tree growing out here? Alright. Plop these in. Take the water because I know you're just gonna bitch at me later. Beep beat. Alright, I have 1 void egg. Can't see me. Obsidian, which is a Sebastian gift, but at this point, we literally do not talk to Sebastian, like, ever. Alright, Stardew Fair has begun in Town Square. I know it has, but I need to... Bitch. I love how the ducks can just go in there like, yeah. Aw, damn, it's just wild. Beep beep. You unless you cheat. Alright. Oh, yes. Yeah, buddy. We have more cloth. Alright. There we go. Hi. Welcome back. I still can't get over why there's a table on the counter, or a chair on the counter. We just let that be. Alright. There's a woodpecker. Alright, let's go get our ass casually kicked. Whose bike is here? Sebastian's. Oh my god. It's kind of hectic today. I'm gonna hang out here for a while. Hi there, my name's Rebecca. I'm a friend of these two dorks here. I live in Sioux City and came here to start a new festival. The slingshot tent is practically fun. If you're gonna, you can really rack up star tokens. It's 2,000. It's not as easy as it fucking seems. Little Timothy along. Game's now what? There's Penny. Here they are. That clown is only juggling one ball. How odd. I might go look at the Grange. This is getting boring. Have you set your display up? Not yet. Are you enjoying the first sweetie? I literally just got here. Oh, she's here. May you ever guide you. Hi, you're really pretty. How's the guild hauling up these days? There's more people here than usual. I see you strayed away from the crowd, farmer. Should I say adventure? You've been venturing forth deep into the mines, or so Merlin tells me. This is as good as an opportunity to say you're doing the guild proud. Thank you. You have now go back and enjoy your... Help with something? Oh, Welbeck is so boring. I want to go pet the animal Jazz and Vincent. I know him from somewhere. Okay, so this is the same. I just love doing this because it's so interesting seeing how it change. Crows wouldn't be outside though. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's around the same as we usually always get. But that's interesting seeing like Krobus at the beach because he doesn't fucking... Hell, Hobart, the fuck are you? It's a lovely town. What? I know I don't have a small chance in winning. I just want to show everyone how hard I've been working this season. Pride myself in what I do. Making me thirsty. Oh god. Never judge people by looks. Same. One just makes my heart hurt. I'm gonna be honest. See, I could waste like majority of my money doing this shit, but that cheese field is huge. I wonder if that lady would be willing to sell it. Ooh! I'm presenting my best aged wine from the Blue Valley Vineyard. I worked so hard on these. Oh, so what's your display? Susan's showcasing her produce and juices. I'm happy to get to showcase my best products. It's so strong this year. Oh, I'm gonna fucking lose now. A bitch. Damn. It's like, no. There he is. Yep. Play. Oh, I have to click and hold. I forgot. Wow. Wow, I'm usually not this bad. Damn. Damn. Wow. Huh. No accuracy bonus. Let's say, I feel like I remember someone said something that they're rigged. But I'm gonna try that again. Did I play? I swear to God. I want to see if it's actually true because I'm pretty sure it's orange. The game was like, no, stop trying to figure it out. It's sharper every year, so does his price. That's why we don't like him. No, do not become a clown, please. Oh, hello. Oh! That's not fun. That's not bad. Damn. Dude, hurry up. I really don't care for getting the star fruit this time around. As I casually hit my mic. Oh my god. No. Not the best, not the worst. Alright. I just wonder why would just the no. Why'd Sebastian bring his bike? He could literally just walk down. But oh well. I didn't get all the, there it is. I didn't get all the animal stuff. But again. Together, right? No. Okay, but I do need to go catch that salmon. I love I just have a collection of fish just stashed in here like it's nothing. And now you do not get to disrespect the lo-fi music. Yes, but also I'm skipping it because it needs to refresh anyways. Alright, cool. Alright, we have some cloth. Okay, you'll get a pink striped shirt. What happens if we get wood? It's a plain pullover. So it just gives us a polka dotted shirt and a plain shirt. Gotcha. Alright. I could actually get the duck feather for Victor, not Vincent. Why the fuck did I say Vincent? You see the cat jump. You fucks man anything of me yet? Rabbit's foot. Cool, I can trade out the rabbit's foot I have. Oh fuck it, I'll just pick up everything. Alright, cool. Spoopy music for the boy. Alright. Started growing those trees so then I can get... Alright, waiting for that to be stocked full. Where is he? Because we're going fishing anyways. Because I do need that fucking fish. I need that fucking fish so badly. Cactus fruit, bet. I don't even care. I'm down bad enough. It's locked. Fishing time then. I was about to say, I don't think this is the right part to fit. Wasn't paying attention. Doesn't matter. They open. Duck feather. I'm going to visit Sophia tomorrow in a vineyard. While I'm there, I'll pick up some of her Iranian canola wine. It's one of my mother's favorite. Did he just casually give us one of his mother's favorite item? Oh no, usually it would pop up, but damn. Well, it's nice that he told us. No! Damn. So that's good to know that she likes wine. Which is like not surprising, and we already knew that. Alright, let me actually go see if I have some cactus fruit. If not, I will quickly give Pam more of my money. And we will go down to the desert and get one. But I'm fairly certain I have some. Fairly certain. I should. Hell yeah. that's interesting that it was Haley. Right, I got... We got the melon. I'm on the way back. Let me in. Where is she? Where is she? I wish there's a way like you can knock on their door. Alright, she's not in there. She's not here, which is sad, but oh well. Because I will just be right here. Not what I need. That's helpful to some things because you can use them to heal. Damn it. Okay. Okay then. It's Caroline. We're like a rancher. Movies about the Wild West when I was a girl. That's not surprising to me in the slightest. There's Sam. What? Nothing. I'm kind of amazed that... Damn it. Actually, wait. I like how no one questions why the farmer goes down into the sewers. It kind of just happens. Fuck, it's not the fish I need. He tells them it's just not what I need. Come on, please be what I need. I had bait? Huh, weird. Intense focus. Come on. Come on. Give me what I want. This fish just does not want to come home with me. Like, I'm looking. It's found in rivers. Like, I'm not going crazy. Bestie. That works. Amazingly, that works. Oh my god, okay. Taking a break. And I want to see if she's there. I'm so happy they added the dog. I've never been so happy to see a dog in my life. I need to learn their schedules in like the most like non-creepy way. Oh, okay. Oh, we're just gonna go to fishing right here. Why not? It's a part of the river. That sound effect made me think I was hearing something. This music fits you really well. It's not even sorry. Hi, Leah. You do not see anything. God fucking damn it. Fuck tiger traps at this point. Okay, you're annoying, whatever the fuck you are. I want to scream. Thank you, love. I still need to reach level 100 in that fucking cave. But at this point, I hate Skull Cavern so much. It's the fact I got so happy because I thought it was a... But no, it was not. I didn't get it, but that's fine. Actually, isn't everyone going, or it's mostly going to be at the saloon? Hello. I was gonna need to get them eventually. When the fuck did he get cranberry sauce? It's fine. I still do not have friendships with any of them. Which is exponentially sad. Alright. I have some time. So let me actually clear out more of this area. Just clear out the rest of those. Okay. Okay, yeah, that tree's off limits. Alright. We're not gonna question the weird sound I heard. Absolutely not. Alright. Alright, that also will stay there. Bitch. Aha! Bah! Did that bat just drop a bomb? That bat dropped the bomb. No. No. Wrong. That's the wrong thing. I do have another egg. Oh shit, they are. Cool. Alright, time to go to sleep because it's almost 12. And I would rather not die. I have fish to sell. Hold up. Quickly stepping out back outside. Awesome. Alright. That was incredibly lucky. Holy shit. Alright, day 18. It's just back to fishing. Give Crowis a hug. Hell yeah, we have all 14 hearts. It's a good ass day. Plug me in there. Cool. Alright. I'm gonna plant 5 of them. No, I'm gonna plant 10 just to make it a little bit easier. That was a lot harder than it should have been. Alright, so let's get the oranges, pomegranates, apricots, and peach cherries. So then those are apple and cherry or peach trees. So fun. Okay. Up here, grab these two. I have to sneeze. Duck mayonnaise. Pine tar. Throw those back in there. Pineapple soup. Huh. I might as well, they're always in my inventory. Ow. That felt weird. I'm literally... Oh, look at who I am. Why am I tired? I know who you are. That's a bush. Oh, it's the man who keeps sending me bombs in the mail. Not what I need. No, girl, we're not doing this again. Just wanna know, why they turn to the side sometimes? Excuse me? Well, you're new. I don't... Oh, gotcha. That's because you are... not from this collection. Oh god, I'm gonna have to pretend. I'm gonna have to 100% Stardew Valley with the expanded mod. I did not take that into consideration. Okay, just give me the fish. Oh my god, the little shadow it holds. I'm just getting progressively more annoyed. It's another minnow. I want... Maybe there's something cool in the chest. This is another minnow. I almost lost a goddamn... I almost lost a minnow to a goddamn chest. Which I would have accepted, but... Oh my god. Consider a request of fish of another kind. I'm gonna go bug Willie to my car. Can you please catch me? That'd be a cool concept if you can ask like certain. That'd be a cool concept if you could like ask the NPCs to like do something for you. Like Willie, you can ask them to get you like a certain type of fish. Like Pierre, you can ask them to get you like a certain type of fruit. Again, I know you could just like ask them to purchase it for you, but I'm gonna very quickly. I don't want to have to run all the way down. I wish I had like some of the the teleporters. We're just gonna cut through here since we can. Yeah, it's just a little short. It's really not a shortcut. I want to make sure that's the right meal for the fucking bear. And so that I'm not just gonna go spend however many days. Fuck me. You're telling. Neat, but not what I want. There is just pure annoyance. I need corn. I'm pretty sure I have. Okay, so I need corn, red cabbage, which I'm pretty fucking sure. No, I'm keeping the salmon just in case that shit changes. Let's go quickly bug Pierre. I have 10 days. Let's pray cabbage takes less for that to grow. Apple pie yesterday was so delicious, I need to make her something special too. What are you doing here? As several monster hunters from the other day, I could have sworn I also saw the wizard with them too. I think they were having a secret meeting or something. Maybe. Who knows? Dead red cabbage. Nope. Fuck me, I guess. No, let's actually go bug it. Let's go bug the wizard at this point. Why not? I haven't done that in a while. Since everything decided to fuck me. And it's gonna be winter, so it's gonna be a whole ass other season. Today's not a day I care about the animals. No offense. Wrong thing. Yeah, no, it's Friday she comes. Alright. Yeah, honestly, I'm not surprised the wizard has like one of those like huge... I'm also collecting these just for the hay. I'm strengthening the wards that protect the village. I'm happy to see the work of them maintaining. Do you know about Andy? I don't think he likes magic. Who's Andy? Maybe I should pull a prank on him. So in the morning they shouldn't pull a prank on Andy. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to tell Don't tell Magnus. Bro, let the child pull a prank. Well, oh, where was that one thing that I saw before? Wait, that means I can go here. What happens to the flower dance? Here it is. Let's go. Look, let's go get lost. Follow the mushrooms. Hi, I hear you. No. Oh, come on. I did so much of this beforehand. What happened? Why can I all of a sudden not do it? Alright. Honestly, now it's my goal just to explore this. This farm is abandoned. You see a large variations of hat inside. Oh, she has it. I love him so much. Again, there's probably a lot of this story that I'm missing because I downloaded this so late. But it's just so interesting. I get to go see Sophia, which is fine. There's Leah, that's Marnie. Bitch! You sound tired? I very much am. But I know the second I lay down, I'm not going to be, like, tired, so. But I might just do, like, an hour and a half stream. So I might end in, like, 15 minutes or so. Okay. So I have primarily all the ingredients for the taco. Right, it's Friday. Unless I just have one around here. So yeah, I have... Yeah, I can easily get a tuna. Alright. Pomegranate wine. I will honestly save that for... I will honestly say that for Olivia. To the weird thing we don't know about. Where are you? Alright. Nope. Alright, so that says follow the mushrooms. How the hell did I get so far the last time? I see them right there, and then I see them right there. Question is just how do I get to said area? Oh, there we go. Oh god. Okay. I have to remember it's this area. I'm gonna completely fucking forget. Alright, this is a dead end. There's something over there. Alright, let's head back through here. That's the way out. Damn, I thought I could get to there, but that does not seem to be the case. Nope. Oh, shit. Okay, new development. which does not take me anywhere. Yeah, okay. Back up we go. Whoa. Okay. This is awkward. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, yo. Yay! Okay, cool. There they are! How do I get down there? Okay, so like that explains a lot. Okay. Let's go over here. Let's go down here. Oh, damn. Okay, there we go. I was like, why am I not getting hay out of this? Okay. How much does Genshin Impact affect me playing? I keep hitting, like, this button so I can sprint. This grave is written as Elvish, but you don't understand the language and try to lead. I have a feeling like probably I'll go through the jewelry. And then probably be able to understand it. No, okay. I've come to the conclusion. I pass out in here. I pass out in here. I just keep coming back up here. I keep seeing the mushrooms and my brain's like, ooh, go up. Okay, that was just luck. Sword has Elvish graving on it. I keep going in like circles. Yeah, I pass out here, I pass out here. Yes. God, there's like another page to this when I open it. Because it has like all the mods pulled up. Holy shit! I found it! Huh. Holy shit. Wait, why is water shiny? Hello? Hello? Why is water shiny? Excuse me? I don't honestly care. I hope you know my jaw dropped. Again, my jaw dropped during that? Oh, what the fuck did I find? Nah, I'm passing out here. I don't care. I do not even remember the way how to get back here. Oh. Can I put these in a pond? Hell yeah. But this is so neat. I could honestly just... Oh, there's another one. Wait, yeah, I was about to say, like, wait, I probably already explored this one. I'm honestly debating it. It's just shaped like a brick. They said he'd never been caught, lives deep in the ocean that can lay... Okay. I got the mutant carp. I'll come back for the rest, but I... Holy shit. These are just little lifesavers. Oh yeah, no, we are passing the fuck out here. Bestie. Because I want to, if I can put them in the thing, it's gonna be interesting. Chest. But I want the fish. Chest, but I want the fish. Okay, cool. Smile. Oh, hell yeah. Imagine there's gonna be a cutscene since we found this place. The wizard's gonna be like, so what the hell did you find? Oh yeah, it's just gonna be golden fish. Which I'm not arguing about. Those town. No one's gonna catch us now. Oh, where are you, Speedy? Hello? This is not... What the fuck? Hello? Oh no, all of these. It didn't, I have to catch it. That's gonna be interesting. And my foot's asleep. It's the kind of sleep that I can't feel where I'm placing my foot. Oh no, we're gonna keep fishing here. This is interesting. This is magical shit. Oh. As I get a very basic fish. Again, I'm passing out here. Downtown is colder in the summertime. I'll lose my mind at least another 1,000 times. I don't care. I'm falling asleep here. Town is colder in the summertime. I'll lose my mind at least another 1,000 times. I still cannot believe I got a meteor fish. That's cool. When I'm with you. Oh shit, hello. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, pay the price, pay the cards. Stealing right then, can't you're gonna get far. It's alright, give it a try. As expected. We'll take you for a ride. As I see it, it's 8:30. No, screw it. We'll just go until 9. Oh, hello. To juice, so go ahead and lose your inhibitions. If you wanna play with power, gambling with the king. Bet on the crown, casino royale, it's your ambitions. Yeah, I don't gotta deal with Jojo right now. It's gonna steal my money anymore. And then you can win it all. High risk and high reward. The world is at your feet. It's your face to choose, so go ahead and lose your inhibitions. To play with power, then you're gambling with the king. No! I was like, let me catch one more finish. Oh, why did I lose money? Who stole me for a feed? Also, you would think if like people who like saw this would see Krobus. You're making progress and I feel hopeful. What? What? Alright, who caught me slacking? Someone dropped you off the clinic last night. You passed out from exhaustion. God damn it. Is this pancakes? Holy shit, give me the pancakes. Happy. Dude, I fucking love pancakes. Wait, okay. Inventory full. Fuck. Get out for like a hot second. Oh. Empty pond. Are you sure you want to remove all fish and return the pond to its original state? Okay. Okay. That was as expected. Can I... Let's go. Alright. I gotta pet all of you fucks. I know none of you are happy with me. Oh, that should not have worked. Hello. Welcome in. It's the Bun Bun. Clark has been alive for almost a year. Alright. Give it a little bit more longer for the eggs. But let's sell all the fish that I don't want. Actually, I said I would keep that. Yeah, let's also go see Gunther. Not Gunther. Actually, yeah, let's actually go see Gunther so we can give him the thingy we got. Damn, I'm always off on these ones. Alright, let's also throw in the pancakes. Caviar, why not? Alright. Off to go see. It had to have been the wizard who dropped us off. That's like the only reasonable explanation. Because he's the only one that would have found us, unless the fucking Junimos just like picked us up and we're like Seven Dwarf style. Town. It's Clint. I ended up in this town. Is that a bad thing? Oh shit. It's a cutscene. Oh, it's a Penny cutscene! Everything for today's lesson. Vincent's been getting interested in the origins of dinosaurs, so I came up with a fun idea to incorporate them into math problems. Lost track of time and ended up spending hours planning this lesson. You seem very passionate. Really enjoy it. You know that they find a career you're passionate about and you won't work a day in your life. Oh! They're all sealed! You know, I decided to become a teacher because I felt like someday I could do what actually matters, introducing kids to things that are entirely new for them. It's just as amazing and fulfilling too. I hope someday I can finish my teaching certification, could teach classes in the city, or maybe even get a degree. Not sure what I do yet, but I'm optimistic about the future. I'm gonna go give Vincent a dinosaur while Jasmine and Vincent are arriving shortly, and I need to finish preparing. Thank you for your time, V. Oh, little hands. If you think you getting that goddamn thing out of me, you're wrong. Damn, I thought this would have been fixed so we're actually able to like see everything, but nope. Speaking of, I can speak to you finally. Please do not go upstairs. Okay, gotcha. Penny tutors in the library several days a week. Alright, time to get this fuck more of my money. Present here. Oh, cool. Fuck. Shiny things. Stone. More iron. More iron. Cool. Awesome. Camera volcano. I love just being a nosy bitch. It's always a great day to be one. Every day I come here and I think, why are we still here? No, I'm just gonna let them grow. I forgot I have the one where I get like iridium quality forageables. Which helps because you get that nice money. Alright, I keep forgetting I can't go all the way over there. There's more mods I probably am wanting to download. Oh, there was a rock there. Why did I think any different? Alright. Yeah, there's no one in there anymore because we gave the, Oh. Here's a secret. My husband loves fried mushrooms. It's his favorite. If you want my life to like you, give her fairy roses. She loves that stuff. Uh-huh. That's so cool how they... Oh, that's so neat. Huh. That's actually really neat. Oh. that right? Yo, that homeless guy that lives in the tent in the mountains looks familiar to my mother. She thinks she's been with him somewhere else. Weird, right? What? Excuse me? So where's your mother? I have wine for her. What? I didn't know you liked that. Frankly, I didn't expect it. I love your reaction to certain things. Okay. Awesome. Where's your mother? I have wine for her. Oh, fuck, she's right. Sitting out here. Alright, so Krobus is still here. Alright, cool. I have a heart with Vincent, which is nice. And then Olivia, this might bring her up. I like never run into her. I don't know her schedule outside, because Josie Martin was pretty easy because she was like working there, so it was pretty easy to find her. Olivia, please come out of your bedroom. This might go. Also, this is a huge ass shower. Also, her fucking bedroom's nice as hell. Messages. Why is it just right there? Also, I'm very nosy. So Vector must be working on something. Ah, yes, something. Ah, yes, mathematics stuff that I don't understand. Again, I wish there's like a way that you could like knock to get their attention. That would just be like nice. I'm just here like, please, please, I will give you wine. Thank you, dear. I got you. Marlon walked into the saloon with the wizard last night, and they both went back into the back room. A person wearing a brown cloak joined them, but their face was covered. What on earth is going on back there? Oh yeah, shit, 'cause it's Friday. It's Friday, so everyone usually goes to the saloon. Oh my god. Cutscene galore. I don't care. I think the only reason I would be friends with him is just so that he could teach me how to skateboard, because I want to learn how to skateboard. Nope, we walked in. His hair no longer matches mine because my hair is so short now. I didn't see you there. Hi, Sam! After dropping way too much cash on this, I finally got to the last stage of Journey of the Pirate King and got completely stomped by 10. Do not ask me to play it. Yeah, I played it. We're at the saloon. I can't say anything. I spent how much money on Genshin? You go to the entire game alone. Concerned ape, you son of a bitch. Do you know the game dev who made it from Pine Mesa City? He coded the entire game alone. He goes by Concerned Monkey, which is a reference to Concerned Ape. I messaged him a few times when asking for tips on Beat, and he always responds, "I don't know any other game dev that equals him." I know Tara is my passion. I'm gonna try this. But in case it doesn't work out, I want to try to learn to code as backup. Sebastian is super skilled coder. He's a freelance web designer, so you can help me get started. Yeah. I know. I have still some cards. Not as good idea to keep playing arcade game. You can't focus anymore. Cough, cough. Genshin Impact. I'll catch you on the flip side. But sometimes Genshin Impact just gets like, no. I'm gonna hold you by your throat. Hey, yo. Is she gonna beat it? Yep, there she goes. Hi. Do you see there? I beat the level I've been stuck on. You caught me in an awkward moment though. I need to leave homework to do. Kind of looking to procrastinate a little longer. Honestly, I'm that person's like, I was thinking the same thing. Let's play a level. Oh god. Oh son of a bitch. Fuck. Oh shit.
It's 2:45 p.m. Wake up from snoring, open the scan of Red Bull by the bed. Vape is charged and Snapchat's red.
Oh shit. I have become God.
She's beauty, she's great.
Oh damn, I got rid of my power up. Whoopsie. Ooh. I missed the other one where it's just like, here you go. Oh shit, that was me.
You forget every guy that came before me. 'Cause I like you. You like my attention.
Oh shit.
Skip to the good bit. This comes your mate, our internet connection.
I've lost all the fun stuff. Give me the cop. Whoops. Again, I'm really bad at that game. That was fun. Thanks for playing. I thought you were gonna yell at me for being bad. I suppose I finished my homework at Stu. Again, she's a college student. I swear to God, am I gonna run Smash next? No? Damn. Hello, friend. There's a butterfish in this game? He really likes spaghetti. I'm like looking at everything like, okay, so Olivia likes cloth, which is pretty easy to also get. Should I like Crocs? I swear I think I just have like Crocs. Nope.
Took away
She likes diamonds though.
PS4. I've said it so many
She
times
also likes
before. How can
wine and
I
duck those, so
live
she has like
on
the
if I
easy
keep on
ones, unlike the other ones.
These every little slight's an insurrection. Constant pain in every dimension. My body weak, disbelief head suspension.
Oh wait, shit. The mask guy could also be Quinn. Or Dr. Q, whatever the fuck his name is. The guy who does this shit. Huh. It's set to a Cartoon Network. Nice. We're not stressed about the future. God damn, she's like me. I forgot he does that. So it's a cooking channel, 24/7 cookie tips, game shows, and restaurant reviews. No messages. Oh. Decoration as a feeling this season. I think it's a wonderful tradition. You've been part of the community. I'm glad to hear that. No, let's not get that. Reset my life. Maybe I could start a chicken farm. Only free range chickens, of course. I forgot that you can get a blue chicken out of this, man. What do you think I would do? But nah. Alright. Oh, there's Clint. There we go. Okay, so it does pause when you all tab out of this. That's nice. Pam's here. There's Marnie. That hurt. Oh my god, that hurt. Don't know what that was, but it hurt. The squeaks return. Nope, there's Willy. Squeaks have returned. Squeaks have returned. There's local fishing scene got a little more lively. I actually don't talk to Linus a lot, which is kind of sad. Because he was like the first person I befriended. Actually, let's go see if Susan... Because Susan's also out of the way, but I do want to go... I know it's pretty late, but let's just try and see. Because they came in on a... They come on Friday, so next Friday, when I play Stardew again, I will definitely check to make sure. This is soon going to be the child's house. Her house is such cottagecore, I love it. Storage chest. Oh, her house screams cottagecore. To enter her bed. Holy shit, that's a lot of wine. Is fruits and vegetables. Quota of next season's seeds. I love her. It must suck like how you live right next to the train station. What? Greta... Why is this kind of sad? It's too faded to read. I was like, I haven't 100% completed the game. I shouldn't be getting the animation. Okay, they moved it over here. But holy shit. Fuck. Damn, I'm kind of sad now. Oh, well, at least the witches thing is still here. Alright, let's head back so that I can sleep and then we'll end stream, but I'm definitely gonna head back to the saloon and see if they're like actually the back. I wish we could actually use our telescope. I got 2 hazelnuts out of that. Nice! Okay, wait, I know it is. It's locked. Holy shit. Damn. I could have swore I saw someone walking. I could have sworn the saloon was open later. Oh well. It's gonna be time. And we made it. Well, I got back the money I lost. I still want to know who the hell took us to... About to say, did the game crash? I mean, I just want to see if I have like any mail, like what everything is. Yes, I do. Oh my god, I hate when he's in front of the fireplace. Crab cakes. Right now to make crab cakes. Well... Bitch, stop moving. Let me hug you. Oh, he's in the middle of moving, so I can't hug him. I hate when he goes near because I can't hug him. There we go. In other case, we can just move the bitch. Oh. That's neat. I forgot the other one that you can do for this, but okay. Alright, let's see. Who is live at the moment? Someone's doing Five Freddy's security breach.
What am
It's their first. Yeah, let's rate them. They also have a bat theme, so I love it. Yeah, let's go rate them. I keep accidentally clicking on the thing, but yeah. I forgot the C in their name, which is really sad. Okay. There we go. I was like, I can tell by the bats. Alright. Yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow because, well, depending, seeing how tomorrow goes. Wayward has a gift for me for my 1 year. And that's gonna be interesting to see, but okay. Bye-bye.